Everybody, welcome back to another edition of Narrative, The Road to 100. I am joined by another special guest. We're breaking into talking about, I think we're going to get into some blockchain stuff, definitely talking about what's happening in healthcare, which is awesome, and what's being built there. But I want to open up the space real quick first to welcome Sharonda Davis. Thank you for joining the platform, first and foremost. And also thank you for the work that you're doing. Extremely important. And I hope you'll share some of the newer accomplishments that I've seen that you post a little bit about on LinkedIn related to your work with Nursebloc. But first, give us a quick intro, who you are and what it is that you do.
Thank you, Cedric. Thank you for this space and this opportunity. Thank you for recognizing that I have something to add. Like you said, I'm Sharonda Davis. I'm a wife. I've been married now for the past 17 years. I have three sons, 14, 13, and 12. My oldest just joined the basketball team, so we're busy with him. I've also been a nurse for the past almost 20 years. And more recently, I became the founder of Nursebloc based on my love and excitement. A loved one with a chronic illness, everyone is facing this problem, and due to recent developments, this problem is only going to intensify, and that's what we're building for Nursebloc. My mother cared for my father until he died, and she made a lot of sacrifices to do that, and anyone that is caring for someone is making those sacrifices, and we want to be the answer for them. We want to use the innovative technology that is becoming more and more available every day to solve some of these everyday problems that we're all being faced with. So thank you so much for having me today.
And yeah, it's definitely a pleasure to have you here to go into some of those concepts and really talking about the nature of the technology as we look into the nursing space, but also really like thinking about care for our loved ones. And I can share some personal stories, which we might get into at a certain point. But I want to keep this about you and ask you our driving question here related to the Narrative to 100 series that we've produced, which is, what does narrative mean to you?
To me, narrative is about leaving my mark on the world. I think Lauren London said it best. I don't want to miss my mark. I'm a huge Drake fan. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. And I want to tell my story. I don't want it to just be with my words. I want it to be with my actions. I want it to be with the choices that I've made. Narrative to me is continuing the story that was already set up. The preface was already written by those that have gone before us. And I don't want to just read the story or watch the story and criticize the story. I want to be a part of the story in my way. I want to be myself. I want to represent my truth in everything that I do. And I just want to add my little mark to the story. I want to add my chapter to the novel and make it worth reading. That's what it means to me.
And we appreciate that for sure. And we know that you have a background in the healthcare space and in nursing. And I'm interested to learn more about your journey as it relates in getting into tech and now into AI, blockchain technology that you mentioned, Web3, metaverse space. So related to that, I guess, can you talk to us about your journey? How did you get started, and how you're seeing all those things come to convergence at this point to where you are right now? Talk to us about what was that process like? Walk us through it.
My, what a time to be alive. And you might hear a lot of Drake quotes. But my youngest son is an artist, a very phenomenal artist. I love him so much. And he introduced me to NFTs towards the middle of 2021. At that time, I was burned out by nursing. I'm a travel nurse. I had been to New York in the heat of COVID working, and I just was looking for a new way, something new. I decided at that moment that this is not what I want to do for the rest of my life. I want to contribute to the world. I want to leave a mark on the world, but this isn't cutting it. And I fell down the rabbit hole from NFTs. I purchased one, I purchased another. And I'm sure anybody that has even in any way interacted with the Web3 space, it's electric. Within days, I was up all night. I was in this Discord, that Discord. I joined Web3 Equity in Miami. Thank God for them. Michelle Abbs ran a wonderful group of women in Miami that were all interested in Web3 from various backgrounds. And from there, I started learning. They started asking me to speak and to teach. And I was like, whoa, I'm a nurse. Like I was showing up in my nursing uniform, like I'm a nurse, but by and by, I have grown to love the space. I never stop learning. Every day there's something new to learn. I've been up all night watching charts of chill guys. Like, so it's always something, and I love it. It electrifies me. It excites me. I still work per diem as a nurse here and there. So I'll never not be a nurse, but the passion that I have for learning new things and being a part of innovation and emerging technology, it overtook me. I didn't expect it. So it wasn't like I planned it. It wasn't some well thought out journey. It was passion, and it is still to this day passion that's driving me.
And I actually want to dig a little bit into that passion. You did mention and talk a little bit about your parent situation with your mom. I bet you took care of your father up until his passing. Condolences for sure. I
Thank you.
understand what losing a parent feels like. Happened to me at a very young age, but
I'm sorry to you as
we can't.
well.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Can't remove that. But thinking about where you are right now, I want to talk about Nursebloc because you mentioned passion. I'm like that. If there's anything that spells out passion, it's something like this, where you're bringing the things that you have done, love and enjoy, care for other people, the technology, putting it together somehow, and this thing is going to help a lot of people. So can you just tell us what was the motivation behind Nursebloc? How did you get started in terms of like where you are right now and positioning for that particular entity?
Wow, thank you for that question, Cedric. That made me reflect for a moment, and I need to. When I first got into NFTs, it was all about, can I flip this NFT? Can I join this community? And I was meeting people from all over the world. I was forming community with strangers and hearing that no matter where we were in the world, no matter what time zone we were on, we all had the same problems. We all had a dog running around barking in the background, spousal issues, trouble raising our children, different things. And it made me realize that this space was more than just currency and flipping money and getting rich. This is an opportunity for communities to change the world. And that's how I look at it. So as soon as I started thinking of it in that way, I was in my garage one night and it was like a download, like the moon was full and it was shining.
Wait, don't go anywhere. If you're loving this conversation, we've got so much more waiting for you at blackaimedia.com. That's right, you can catch the full interview with even more insights, stories, and perspectives from our guest. At Black AI Media, we're all about celebrating the innovators, disruptors, and visionaries from the Black global community who are shaping the future of tech and AI. We're talking game-changing ideas and powerful voices. So, if you're ready to keep the inspiration flowing and dive deeper, head over to blackaimedia.com right now. Don't miss out on the full experience. We'll see you there.